Hello and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. Well, we're continuing on through Matthew chapter 10, and today we're going to look at verses 17 and 18. So, here we go. Matthew chapter 10, verses 17 and 18 say, "Beware of them, for they will hand you over to councils and flog you in their synagogues, and you will be dragged before governors and kings because of me, as a testimony to them." So in the previous couple verses, Jesus has just got done sending the disciples out to evangelize the Jewish people. He's sending them out to evangelize, and he's warning them about those who are not going to welcome them. They're not going to welcome the message of the gospel. And a lot of the things that Jesus is talking about in today's passages, how they're going to be brought before the Gentiles in their synagogue, and they're be in synagogues and before the Gentiles, happens later on after Jesus ascends in heaven. We read a lot about that in the book of Acts. We read about that historically in the writings of the early church fathers, all the way down to the Middle Ages, and even in our own time today. So Jesus is not only warning the disciples that they're going to face persecution for the gospel message, but he's also warning us that we're going to face persecution. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So if you haven't encountered persecution yet, God bless you, but it will come. Paul writes in the letter of 1 Timothy that all Christians, and I'm summarizing this, at some point in time will face persecution. So the question is, how will we react when that persecution comes? Are we going to fold under the pressure? Like some did in the early church. Because remember, in the early church, it was a crime to be a Christian. You were fed to lions. You were in the Colosseums and the games, fighting for your own life. You were imprisoned. You lost your property. You lost your job. You lost your family. You lost everything to follow Christ. So when we face persecution today, I'm asking all of us here, how will you respond? So that's a good question. How will you respond? Will you fold under the pressure? Or as we read later in this chapter of Matthew, will you persevere until the end? Will you persevere until the end? You see, in times of persecution, we can be confident because Jesus has overcome the world. And those who stand firm till the end will be saved, as Matthew 10:22 says. And we'll get to that verse later on. Well, God bless you guys. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Daily Bible Podcast. If you have any questions, comments, prayer requests, please email me at hopewithin18@gmail.com. And as always, I ask if you enjoy the show, please share it with your friends. God bless you guys, and thank you for listening. Have a great day.